topic again in Seif Zayin. Maran said, Chazak Baruch Rabbi Amir. God bless us for having you. That we spoke about the spatula, remember? Yitzchak had a good question about the pillar. They said, Rabbi, the pillar, you touch the plastic. The metal touches the metal touches the sticker. Remember that question? So why needs Yitzchak Guftav, Yitzchak Goma. So why do I need to dip that in the mikveh? That was Yitzchak's question yesterday.
Deep water in the mikveh in here.
The plastic handle, metal of the knife, pillar. Why do I need to dip it in the mikveh?
It's like a knife.
It's right, but the handle,
It's plastic.
it's plastic. I could not have managed to use the metal by itself. It wouldn't work.
So the plastic.
That was your question, right? So the plastic is the most important thing over there. I'm not the most important, but the plastic is ma'amid of ma'amid of the kli. Right? That was our dear friend Yitzhak's question. Nachon?
Yeah, fine.
So it was a באמת good question. I looked into the topic again, and there is 2 points that we have to make more clear. One point is, in סעיף ו', מרן says, כלי עץ שיש לו חשוקים של ברזל, מבחוץ, שמעמידים אותו, אינו טעון טבילה. If a person has Haggajon, he has a wooden barrel, but wood cannot hold pressure. No wood, you're going to put wine inside a barrel of a wine, the wine is going to push so much the wood is going to burst, and that's what it's going to be. So what they used to do to support the barrel, they used to put metal rings in order to keep it strong. The how you understand these things better than us, right? Support, metal, all these things. Rebars. So the metal is the one that makes that barrel. Without the metal, the wood will not be able to stand. So the metal is called Asim Hajon. The metal is called the ma'amid of the vessel. So do we go after the wood, or do we go after the metal? Bechor, what do you think? Baruch Abraham Yaakubov.
The wood.
Do we go after the wood or after the metal?
Metal.
Says the halakha, we go after whatever the food touches,
The wood.
which is the wood. Very good. This point clear? What it would be the other way around? Metal beams, wood frame. What do we follow? Huh?
Metal.
Metal. Why? The food touches the metal. Amishnach? Clear? What happens right now about another 2 points? What if I have, and this was shocking me today, this point that I'm about to say, it's shocking point, but that's what comes out. What if I have this aluminum foil? Now, Gabriel John, I have aluminum foil, and I made from this a plate. I put my omelette inside that aluminum foil. You know, I took aluminum foil, I made from this like a plate. Needs mikveh or no?
Yeah. No?
No. Why?
לא היה לו כלי קיבול, יהודי עשה אותו, יהודי סיים את הכלי.
Why? Because it's like a disposable thing. Right? Clear? And Yehudi made it. Yehudi made it, it's a disposable thing. Tzchak Obodjono. Yehudi made it and disposable. Tam Esadin. Nalev. Good? So it's a disposable thing, and Yehudi made it. Those two reasons, right? Another reason the poskim say, you know why is it not need mikveh meir? Because it cannot hold. You put into it something, it's going to fall. So one time I was by somebody's home. I see this person. He was religious. I was religious, and the host was not religious. So I see this person. He takes a plate from the host. He puts aluminum foil around the plate, and he says, "This way I don't use the plate. That the plate is not thick to mikveh. So this way I don't use the plate because my food touches the aluminum sheet."
עכשיו the plate זה מעמיד לאלומיניום.
Now you made more problems.
So I was thinking about it today when I was asking you that question. It took me hours to find the answer. was a very good question. And I was thinking, listen, well, I thought that this person, Chacham, knows, comes out afuch. Comes out the opposite.
Yeah, אבל הפלט מעמיד, ואנחנו הולכים...
The
אחרי
plate.
שבוע באוכל.
Is, let's say, Patur from Mikveh, Hayav, coded class, more lenient. What Ma'amid in the plate is
עיקר.
the porcelain. Right? That's what is the real material. The glaze is just for decoration purpose over there. It's not such a big layer. Agree? So by this person covering the porcelain plate with aluminum foil, what did you do right now to the porcelain plate? The porcelain plate that was patur from mikveh, by putting the aluminum foil, right now you made more chiyuv mikveh. Because the plate is the ma'amid for the aluminum, and the aluminum chayab mikveh, and the foot touches the aluminum.
So you made the aluminum
I have a question.
not the plate.
Right, so now the foot touches metal. If you would put on top of the porcelain plate, it'll be less of a problem.
Yeah, but still, we can say this whole kli, new kli that he made, was made by a Jew.
Oh, so that for that reason it'll be fine. In order to keep it by a Jew, so
Только еврей мог такую вещь.
yeah,
Rabbi,
yeah.
if you're in somebody's house, for you it's like a restaurant. You came there for Shabbat meal.
You don't pay.
You give a gift. When
You
you
give a
come.
gift. It's not so,
Yeah.
such a
Because
big
you
payment.
say, because you say in Barchat Hamazon, thank you. Really, I think we learned from you. If you even sitting in a restaurant, even if you pay for
Sako.
the meal, it's proper to say the thank you part. You're saying shakol or no?
Принеси кофе ему тоже. Кофе или чай, мне тоже принеси. Это Коhen. Мицват. Ну, почему не будешь? Я хочу. I'll tell you why. We have over here a minhag that whenever we're going to say bracha, we all say bracha, one for all. If a person has a cup of coffee, cup of chai, he gets the mitzvah he gets into the mitzvah. If he doesn't have a cup of coffee, he stayed left out on the mitzvah.
Like Turkish coffee?
That's why Nissim knows every time we say shakol.
Never.
Nissim John. Allah Nissim. Allah Purkan. It's coming up, Allah Nissim. You know that? Purim. Less than a month we're in Purim, Rabotai.
So what do you say?
Sunday night is Tu B'Shvat. Month from there it's Purim. Month from there it's Pesach. Sunday night is Tu B'Shvat. Don't forget. Don't say Ana in the nighttime Shema and Tahanun on Monday Patu. It came out good this year. So now, Yitzchak, listen to this.
So you didn't answer his question.
Here. I have another question. What was the question?
If you're
If
going,
you go to somebody's house,
I already answered.
what?
Я только обмазал, кстати. Он еще раз принес мне туда.
Я не слышали.
нам не нужно отмазать.
Какая разница, he dipped it, he didn't dip it. He was worried about that he had religious people in his house. He thought he's smart. He thought, and he covered the plate.
No, the religious guy covered. The non-religious cares less. The non-religious guy cares less.
So what's the difference? It's like a restaurant, I'm saying.
No, restaurant, it's only whenever it's not for, it's for business purpose. It's not, I have interest, it's not my plate I bought for myself. I bought it to serve the people for money.
People gonna bring it to give. They bring.
Понимаешь или нет? I don't own the plate. I don't need 100 plates. In my house, I need 5 plates, 10 plates, with the kids and with the guests.
So same thing in the shul. You don't need to dip it.
נכון?
Right. So now when you invite guests, what's the difference if in the shul?
Because what did you buy the plates for? In your house, you have plates, right? What's the reason you bought them?
We follow the balabait, not the gate.
Yeah, the balabait. What's the reason you bought it?
Okay.
To serve your personal use, yourself, your children, your wife, nachon? You didn't do it in order to make achnasat orchim in the house. You know, I want to make, there is like, let's say a house, one room, the whole house is achnasat orchim. Every Shabbat is 70, 80 people. There's people in Brooklyn like this.
People, a lot of people.
Chesed homes. Mamash.
They have to mix with the dishes?
60, 70, 80 people every Shabbat table they have in the house.
Do they have to mix with the dishes?
Depends what they bought it for. If they went ahead and they bought the plates for sake of the public, not for personal use, don't need to. True. So to the restaurant owner can use the plates for himself also. But what was the primary idea behind buying this plate?
So if I have in my house 40 of each things because I know I want to host all the time, so that means you don't have to take it to the mikvah. Why do I need 40 if there's only 5
True.
of us?
Maybe, yeah.
But you don't pick out. You take whatever comes to you, right? You don't say this is for the guest and this is for.
No, but you bought it.
So whenever you want
You
to
bought
use
40 because 35 is always going to be for the guests. Doesn't mean you have to dip
it.
those.
But you can pick any of those 40.
But in shul, you don't do no choosing. He says. You do it for a public. So I'm
It's a
buying
point to
35
think. It's
I'm
okay, we
buying-
say brera. I was thinking about maybe you said uvar למפריע. רבי אמיר.
I'm doing 35
יש לך
for
איזה
the
משהו?
guests. Always. It's not
לאכול?
only for me.
אתה לא, אתה
What's
לא.
the, I'm saying, what's the...
This one.
הנה, יש לך. שהכל. חבוד, תגיד.
הכל?
חבר. אמרת? חבוד יעקב, have everybody in mind.
ראיתי
Hold
I
on.
had Kanchore in my house. I went to buy extra 35
רבוד,
plates.
גבריאל, you want to say
Do
שהכל?
I have to?
Say שהכל for everybody.
Then you're gonna use them, right? You're not gonna throw them out.
שוב מוריי ורבותיי.
Okay, подожди, Гавриэль, подожди, он хочет тоже зайти. Okay? So now, Yakubov, it's a good point. Another few hours and I have to be invested. So,
You saw, I had Kanchore. I went, I bought 35 more plates. Those plates I bought for guests. I'm never gonna use them. They might mix in, but I did do it. What
You
do I
dipped
have-
it.
And we dip it. And it was those heavy ones. It's a burden for me.
of
Where
course.
we went.
Yeah.
So, do they have to be dipped?
Question,
If
did
I
you say
would've
ברכה
put-
לבטלה? Is
Oh, even with the bracha.
בכבוד. Rabbi Gabriel is going to have everybody in mind. I drank wine before. So right now, do I have to say...
איפה בחוץ? לא.
No, here. I went to that. My sugar level was down. I needed to boost. So I took my grape juice.
You don't
So I drank already Borei Geffen, but my mind was only to drink that 1 cup. After that 1 cup, do you need to drink more in order to, do you have to drink more wine in order to cover the shakol? Or the shakol is covered by default?
מחלוקת.
Machlok. So that's why I don't say the bracha, I give the kavod to him. Bechavod. Gromka.
סברי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen. Very good. If so, the point what you say, this. What about a person bought, I don't know how you call this in English. You know that?
Shrine?
Yeah, has a hole in the bottom,
אה,
and your funnel, I think it's called funnel. Funnel, mashpech. A person has mashpech made out of wood. The edge of it, the tube of it, made out of metal. Do we go after the wood? Mirjo, we all okay, Baruch Hashem.
just sit and learn.
And the metal,
It's metal.
the foot touches the metal. Do we go after the wood
Majority?
or do we go after the metal?
Metal.
Metal.
Because it touches the foot, yeah.
Huh?
Without the metal, it's
Says,
impossible.
very good. Says Or Halacha here, the Rama brings it, he explains the Rama, that since you could have managed without that metal batel to the wood. Since you could have managed without the metal batel nullifies to the wood.
Therefore, you don't have to take it.
So therefore you don't have to take the mikveh, even though the food is touching the metal.
Well, Rabbi,
Is this clear?
Is it because how so
Rabbi.
small it is, the metal, or is it?
Because without, if I take this off,
Right.
that metal,
Still
can I
gonna
still use the funnel?
Because of the use.
Yeah, it's not as comfortable, but I could use it.
Use it.
So that tube makes more comfort, right? Case number 3.
Rabbi,
Hold on. After the cases are going to be shared, you can ask your questions. Says the Rama, ריחיים של פלפלים שבתוך העץ יש ברזל קבוע שטוחנים בו צריך טבילה, וכן המשפחות של ברזל, או הברזות של הברזל, ושאר המתכות כולן צריכים טבילה. Says the Rama, a person has ריחיים, מאיר, what's ריחיים? Grinder. Mortar and pestle. You know this word, Meir, or it's
זה
too fancy for you?
מיל, מול, מיל.
Yeah.
Mortar and pestle. You remember? Used to do for babulia with the chnok? I used to do that for my babulia. I don't know if you did it for your babulia. Chnok with the thing with the wood. Back in the day,
Did it for my mom.
no, for your mom. So the wood is supported by the metal. Means inside the wood there is a metal lining that holds it stronger. The food touches the wood, but without the metal, the wood will not be holding it. You're gonna go it's hard, the wood is gonna break.
So it's the opposite case.
What do we do now? Mikveh required or no?
No, because it doesn't.
Says the Rama,
Yes.
וכן ריחיים של פלפלים,
No.
שבתוך העץ יש ברזל, inside the עץ, inside the wood, you have ברזל,
But you don't touch them.
קבוע, שטוחנים בו, צריכים טבילה.
Yeah, because the metal is inside the wood.
No, the metal
Meaning
is
it's
supporting the wood.
but זה חידוש, the metal is מעמיד, ואמרנו בתבילה, we don't go after the מעמיד.
Inside. Here is when you say inside, what does it mean inside? Which one is?
No,
Support.
קבוע, that's the word throws you off. Not the pestle.
No, I'm talking about there is a.
The wood is on the
It's like an arc of the Torah. There was two
Right,
pieces,
right.
So when it says over there metal inside the wood,
Good.
So which one it touches the food? The metal.
In this case, doesn't
No,
matter
no,
because
the
the
wood.
metal will.
Let's
No,
read,
that's why I'm
let's
letting
read,
you
let's read. Okay, read כ"ח. דעיקר תשמישו על ידי המתכות המחובר בו. Says the Rama, you need mikveh. You know why? Because if not for the
The metal.
metal that is inside there,
The wood will not hold.
the wood will not hold.
Why not?
זה כתוב בפוסקים שדווקא החיים עצמם טעונים טבילה.
הלמעלה, אבל לא...
מות השחיקה טעונים טבילה. אבל התחתון המקבל את השחוק, אין צריך טבילה, לפי שכולו עץ. Okay, that's a side point.
Rabbi, why
Now read just one more letter. פרשיתי, one more letter. המשפחות של ברזל. Now what happens about tubes that you pour from? I think it's called spout. Thank you. כמה שמלן אף על פי שאין שותים ממנו ואינו אלא להכשר האוכל צריכים טבילה וזהו דווקא מהמשפחות של ברזל אבל משפך של עץ ויש בו שפופרת של ברזל אין צריך טבילה על פי שנשתמש בו דרך הברזל מפני שהוא אינו מעמיד הוא בטל אצל המשפך והרי זה בכלל דברי הרמה זה בסמוך זה כלי עץ שמעט ברזל קבוע בו ואפשר להשתמש בו בלא המתכת אין צריך טבילה.
לא אומר, רבנו בעין רש,
צריך.
I mean the page before,
Yeah.
בכ"ו,
Yeah.
we say, כלים לדברי הכל, אין הולכים אחר המעמיד, אלא אחר תשמיש הכלי.
Very good.
ופה הוא אומר, הולכים אחר המעמיד.
So read why. שאם יש מצד של הברזל צריך טבילה, ואם יש מצד של העץ לא צריך טבילה, אף על פי שהברזל מעמיד את העץ. ואתה משום שכלי סעודה אמורים בפרשה היינו שמשתמשים בהם. Right? But look in here what it says. אף על פי שאין שותים ממנו, ואינו אלא להכשר האוכל. בכ"ט.
Yeah.
אין שותים ממנו, ואינו אלא להכשר האוכל, צריכים טבילה, וזהו דווקא במשפחות של ברזל. אבל משפך של עץ, ויש בו שפופרת של ברזל, אין צריכים טבילה.
נראה שזה כאילו מחלוקת רמה ומרן.
לא?
לא?
וואי?
בכ"ו הוא בעצם מסביר את מרן. כלי שיש לו חישוקים של ברזל מבחוץ שמעמידין אותו אינו טעון טבילה, זה מרן. ורמה אומר, המעמיד חייב טבילה. אז הוא נראה מחלוקת מרן ורמה, לא?
Look at כ"ז. כוס של כסף, מחובר בכלי עץ, צריך טבילה. If I have a silver cup, that what makes it stand, העץ הוא מעמיד של הכוס של הכסף, I have a very very thin line of silver. Very thin. By itself, it's not so good. What makes a vessel is the wood that's surrounding it. What do we follow Nisim? The metal or the wood?
Metal.
says מרן, והעץ הוא המעמיד של הכוס של הכסף, אבל פי כן צריך טבילה, because the food touches the metal. ניץ טבילה, וכן ריחיים צריכים טבילה, דעיקר תשמשן על ידי המתכות המחובר בו. כתבו אז פוסקים שדווקא הריחיים עצמם, טוב.
לא יודע,
סתירה אתה אומר במרן?
כן. פה העץ מעמיד,
כנראה רבה יש לו ברזל. ברזל
אוקיי,
בכל
לא,
מקרה
לא,
אתה
כי מרן אומר, מרן is saying we don't follow the מעמיד.
נכון.
So also here with the silver and wood, although the wood is the מעמיד, but we follow whatever touches the food,
נכון.
אז אין סתירה במרן.
Good.
אבל נראה מחלוקת בין מרן ורמה.
למה?
שרמה אומר, רמה says that
פלפלים.
אף על פי שמשתמש בו דרך הברזל מפני שאינו מעמיד, הוא בטל אצל המשפך. So because
That's a separate piece. That's not mamid.
אבל הוא...
You have a wood, and then you have the metal spout over here on bottom.
So if it was the מעמיד, the reason you say לא צריך טבילה כי אינו מעמיד. אז אם הוא היה מעמיד, כן היו הולכים אחריו.
אם נגיע באוכל.
לא, לפי רמה, I don't think so.
לפי רמה...
רמה הולך אחר המעמיד, what makes it a כלי? That's a
In
חשיבות.
case if it doesn't touch the wood, the ברזל.
But the idea behind that this concept has nothing to do with what we spoke about yesterday. Yesterday we spoke about a lot of points that you brought. It was good points. איך קוראים לזה? מקלף? Pillar, blender, knife you asked, wooden knife. I have wooden handle, metal knife. Without the wood, I will not use the knife.
Of course he would.
Most likely I would not. It's not so complicated. Let's say I have to cut arbuz right now. How are you going to do that?
It's uncomfortable, but it's not.
Let's say I couldn't. Let's say it's dangerous.
Like the pillar. The pillar you wouldn't be able to.
That's a peeler, but make life easier. The blender, the knife inside, right? Without the kosa of the peeler, you will not use that knife by itself. Can you use do you need to dip the metal knife that goes inside the blender?
No.
Do you need to dip the metal knife that goes inside the
That's what I'm
pillar?
trying to figure out now.
So the answer is, when do we say ma'amid? Whenever the food touches the plastic, and then you say, listen, I have plastic, wood, whatever it is, something exempt, and from outside I have a metal supporting it. The food doesn't touch the metal, it touches the plastic, the wood, whatever it is. The fact that the food touches this, but without this support, it will break. Do we go after what it touches or after what supports it?
What it touches.
After what it touches.
Because
Maran
the
says
barrel.
after what it touches.
Same thing with the barrel.
Same thing with the barrel. Kol hakavod.
What about the Rechaim?
Huh? Rechaim, he wants to say, I hear his point, he wants to say it's machloket, Maran and Rama.
What's Rechaim?
The mill.
So that I would.
I don't know how you call it in English.
So
I mean,
if you would take that,
I know.
if you would
simple
take that
English.
metal out, if you would take that metal out,
Right.
you could still do the same thing on the wood.
So he said, let's say the wood is so thin that you will not be able to.
There's no such thing. It's wood.
He says, let's say. He says that's the thing. The case he talks about is that the wood is so thin that without the metal it breaks. What do we do then?
Since
But the metal
Thinking
the
about
inside
what
does
would
not
be the
touch the
case?
food.
Yeah.
Huh?
The metal is inside the food.
Right, so
It does not touch the food.
The metal inside the kosa.
it does touch the food.
No, usually the
It does
wood.
touch the food.
Does not. Here, read. איפה זה?
מקור של כסף?
לא, on top. וכן ריחיים של פלפלים שבתוך העץ יש ברזל קבוע. There is ברזל, metal, קבוע. קבוע שו? Permanent. שטוחנים בו. צריך טבילה.
Saying like the wood
Didn't we
cracks a
learn
little
the
bit?
same thing about the skоворodka? The skоворodka, if it's plastic on the inside, and the
Teflon,
on the
Teflon you mean.
outside,
Teflon.
Yeah, we didn't have to dip that.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
No, don't say that. We have to dip that. Without bracha.
Without bracha, right.
Why? Because the Teflon is plastic mixed with metal.
And
We don't know how much metal percentage, how much plastic percentage.
But the rule is
Boris
that
is
if the
explaining
food
here
not
that
touch the
without this metal,
it
you
should
cannot
not
use-
say baracha.
So you have
The
to
food,
do-
the huh?
If the food
What's
does
the- what's
not
the
touch
question?
metal
You have
or
to-
Yeah.
glass, you don't say baracha.
If the food does not touch the right, right.
But this
Do not,
case-
no, you don't need to dip it.
don't need to dip it, right?
In Teflon case, it's a different reason why we don't say bracha, because it's a mixture that we are not sure what's the percentage.
Right, right. I'm talking about this one.
This one is a wood.
Right,
In order to support that wood, they used to put a metal plate.
right. I
Inside.
understand that, but still, it's still not, the food's still not touching.
The metal.
Right.
Right. Does not
It
touch.
is.
Well,
It is touching the
It
metal.
is, that's what it
It's
says.
inside the metal.
יש ברזל קבוע שטוחנים בו.
That's right, the cup is
That
metal.
you are-
שבתוך העץ יש ברזל.
לא,
Right,
אבל
so you-
כן, אבל ככה,
בתוך העץ.
שטוחנים בו.
That's why
Like-
you're hitting.
Like if this is the wood, and in the bottom I have a piece of metal, that's actually what's grinding. And by banging it, the metal would grind. And he said, without this metal, you cannot use it.
No.
Yeah.
Look, this is the, and inside there is a metal.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
But the pesto,
This is it. Look,
No,
look.
the
This is
cup.
the wood. They put the metal cup inside
Right,
for it
that's
to
what
work.
it says.
No.
Look, יש ברזל קבוע שטוחנים בו. It has ברזל קבוע inside.
Amen.
שבתוך העץ, you have an עץ, inside of it, what is it? בתוך העץ.
No, but look in the explanation. He says, Dafka, the top part need tvila. And the bottom, the one that takes all the grinding parts, לא צריך תפילה, because
Which
usually
number?
it's from
Which
wood.
number?
בכ"ח. בעיקר תשמישו על ידי...
so the bottom part doesn't need to.
שדווקא הריחיים עצמם טעונים טבילה, אבל התחתון, המקבל את השחוק, all the grind parts, היינו הכלי קיבול ששוחקים בתוכו את
So you're talking
הטעמים.
about the, okay, same thing.
So it's only the top part.
The top part, okay?
And
The
it has
pestle, the
metal.
pestle.
The pestle.
The pestle is a wood. It's a wood.
So you're looking
Inside
for
that pestle,
side.
there's a
Okay.
metal.
So we're
Yeah.
talking about the pestle. If the pestle has
Not
to
the
be dipped,
pestle.
Pestle is the
The
metal
so it's not
attached to
holding
it.
food.
It's not in the food.
בתוך העץ יש ברזל.
You grind the food with it,
Yes.
with this metal.
Okay.
But
What
the-
would be the case of ma'amid that would be patur then? Every case of ma'amid,
How about if you
something
cover it?
is touching the
Rabbi,
food that is chayat.
So we said here we
Rabbi,
don't do
sometimes,
tefillah.
sometimes when they
We
grind
don't go
it,
follow
they
the
put
ma'amid, we
some
follow what
plastic
touch
or
the
something
food.
over the food. So what if they?
Well, not
Yesterday
fly.
when we said scratch that?
Yeah, exactly.
The pepper grinder.
Yesterday when we said
Okay.
scratch that?
So then what happens?
Yesterday we said if the ma'amid is something that doesn't
If
need.
it's inside, if it touches the food, but if it's
They-
from
they-
outside like a barrel, wine barrel.
They're doing from ceramica. They're not doing wood and metal. No.
We are not trying to get the concept.
Doesn't matter. So this becomes the same thing like a knife. If you have the handle, that's a handle and a knife. So that becomes the handle, and then that part is the knife.
But no,
The
it's
grinding
different
part.
because it's not the same.
Ah.
That's what I want to emphasize. All this point has nothing to do with all the cases Yitzchak asked yesterday. All the discussion here is whenever the food does not touch the metal. The metal supports the tool, either the pestle, either the barrel.
I don't see any something.
We're talking about two different things.
It look here like if this is the pestle. Here in
That's
the
the bottom
bottom,
part.
there's like a metal disc or something. Let's say with I don't know sharp
With
spike,
spikes.
and with the wood handle, you bang it and that's how you crush them. That's the whole point. שבתחתית שלו יש
Sorry, it says
מתכת.
the word בתוך העץ.
בסדר, אבל...
According to it, זה לא בתוך העץ, זה בottom. תוך it's בפנים. It's inside. read רמה on top. read רמה on top.
היה, sorry, אבל...
וכן ריחיים של פלפלים.
שבתוך העץ
שבתוך העץ.
יש ברזל קבוע שטוחנים בו.
Ah,
נו, so how the metal touch?
so maybe we both right. Maybe there is a barzel on the bottom,
Yeah.
and it goes inside בתוך העץ. But what do you care?
That's the way it attached. Yeah, it's attached to the wood, absolutely, yeah. Okay.
What does it say? טוחנים בו is
With it.
here, not this one. טוחנים בו.
No, זה clearly...
Okay, whatever it is, Abotai, the bottom line is that the questions that we dealt with yesterday is nothing to do with this. You know why? Because here, the metal, the way I understood, it does not touch the food. The case that the spatula we spoke about, that if the spatula could be used without the handle plastic or with, it's nothing to do with that because the metal touches the food.
So we
The
didn't have to
pillar,
do that.
the pillar. So I know I'm saying I'm going back. The pillar, the metal touches your carrot. the grinder, the blender, the knife touches your food. So in cases that the metal touches the food, it has to go to mikveh.
Right. Only when the metal is the
Makes sense.
handle
Huh?
and the shovel is the plastic.
Right.
Then
Then you don't need.
yeah.
Then you don't need. Because the
If I
food.
could use it without the metal.
No, even if you put
if
metal.
yeah, even if you could.
Got it?
That's what I said. If it touches the food,
Mikveh, sure. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. Wait, with bracha. That's the bottom line.
because metal
Metal
adapts.
peeler have to put in the mikveh.
Exactly. Peeler has to go to mikveh. Why not? That's what he said here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we said the mixer.
Look at the end of Chav Gimel. If you have the sefer, you don't have. You have an empty sefer. Kuf Chav at the end of Chav Gimel. Sif Katan Chav Gimel. He writes it.
עמוד עין רש.
So Rabbi, you say if the metal is the reason why
סליחה,
this thing
עמוד
is
רש
being
סמ"ט.
held, then you have to put it in,
Right.
if it doesn't touch the food.
If the metal touches the food, if the metal doesn't touch the food, no mikveh.
No. My question is if the metal is the reason what it's holding.
Right. No mikveh.
טוב.
No mikveh.
אז אם זה-
But if the food touches wood, food touches plastic, no mikveh.
Why is that כ"ג רבנו?
Huh? At the end of Chav Gimel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there says peeler.
Sif Katan Chav Gimel.
Ah.
In the small print.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm prepared.
It's like this, guys. Look. You see the metal part? If the metal part, the book, if the food touches the metal, that means we have to put it in.
Mikveh, yeah.
No.
If it would be the opposite way like this, that means we don't have to put it in.
זרק הוא ב...
Ah, boy, shmara.
Hashem gave you to be a contractor. You see why? One day you explain halacha. Okay. There's a pasuk Rabotai in Parashat Beshalach in chapter Yudalet, pasuk Yudalet. Yeah. The pasuk says, "Adonai ilachem lachem, atem taharishun." In Hebrew, it means Hashem will fight for you, and you be quiet. Hashem would fight for you, and you will be quiet. So I saw a beautiful sefer called Chitat Shimshon. He brings a midrash that says, "Bechol yom HaKadosh Baruch Hu oseh milchama im Satan." Every day HaKadosh Baruch Hu does a milchama, fight with the Satan. Be'omro, Ribono shel olam, comes the Satan. Here, Yitzchakov, comes the Satan and says, Ribono shel olam, Israel, ganavim hem. You want the Jewish people to get bracha, parnasa tova, boy millionaire, refuah shlema, success shalom bayit? מה קרה? These people, says the Satan, ganavim. They're all thieves. קדוש ברוך הוא משיבו, לך אצל האומות, ותמצא אלפים כאלה. Says Hashem to the Satan, my children ganavim? Що תקני מפריביזציה? What? Am Israel, there's many more ganavim in the Goyish people. Go bother them. Don't bother my Jewish people. Comes the Satan and says, Israel masichim devarim betelim bebet knesset. Any claim the Satan will say, Hashem is going to back up the Jewish people saying, the Goyim are doing even worse. Jewish people are not keeping their eyes. Goyim are doing worse. Jewish people are not treating their wives nice. The Goyim are doing worse. There's one thing. Hashem says, listen, if the Satan says that, I can't say anything. Says, why? What? He says, if the Satan says, listen, Jewish people disrespecting the synagogue, the old talking, the old gavoy chach-chach, kaneso. What Hashem is going to say?
They do better.
He can't say Goyim doing worse. You come to mosque,
חת יודם.
Quiet. Because of the church, quiet.
come to church.
How do we know, guys? You have been there?
Rumors.
In those places they're so quiet. We know it from here. How else will know?
No, they don't.
The author of this sefer, the all read.
Definitely mouth. They quiet.
You talking most, they grab you from ears and they kick you out.
Yeah, in the kick.
Absolutely.
Why? So it says there's one place, Meir, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, listen, I want to fight for you, the wars. Adonai lachem lachem. But one thing I'm asking you, Atem,
keep quiet.
please keep quiet. There's one thing I'm asking you. This I cannot win the fight with the Satan for you.
Only in shul or overall?
And shul. In shul, it's very, very bad to speak. That's why when a person has to talk about with somebody about something outside the shul,
Even after we're done?
even after you're done, that's the crucial time in the shuls.
Let's work on the Torah time and Tefillah, and then after
That's why
we
every
talk,
time I announce,
we get there.
Rabotai, don't talk during Sefer Torah. After Sefer Torah finishes, go outside and talk. Did you publicize this thing or no? Not talk during the shul, during Sefer Torah.
It's working.
It's working on it? Ответь. I don't know, да, нет,
What's
нет,
your
да.
новый телефон, что ли?
А? Новый телефон, да.
Скажите, я не знаю, кто мне
I
там.
send you.
Как будто ангел мне пишет. Делаешь что-то, делаешь что-то.
WhatsApp. By the way, guys, you should all do this PIN number because whoever doesn't have it, boom, they get hacked.
Yeah, friends of mine got hacked
What
recently.
pin number? What are you talking about?
WhatsApp has a problem.
Yeah.
With whoever doesn't have PIN number on his account, hackers get it in like this. And what they do, look how they do. How did I learn? I learned on my flash.
Into the WhatsApp, people?
They go into your WhatsApp. They log into your WhatsApp. They request to put a PIN through email, and they put their email. That I don't know.
Now they have a pin.
And now you say, okay, I want to get a PIN. They say we already sent the PIN to your number,
But they send it to their email.
but I sent to them.
Okay.
They said, listen, the hacker getting people money out of people. Stop it. They say, well, look at the account. Everything is fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
So how do you get this?
Nobody you talk to.
How do you get this pin? From where?
They hack into your because it doesn't have security.
How can you do it?
It's today. It's a new thing. It's two-step authentication.
Right.
Almost every.
But what they gain?
ask for, banks,
What they
everybody
gain
asks
with
for
it?
Weird, because WhatsApp never
So
asked
they get into one, and then what they get?
Oh, the hackers?
Yeah.
What do you
So
mean?
where do we
Asking
go? In the
people for
settings?
money.
Yeah.
What do we do? In the settings?
They're asking for people not for money like this simple. They ask for people send to this employee. I need an employee of mine. I need desperate money. I give you cash.
Yeah.
And people say, Rabbi, I sent. Can you give me the cash? I said, what you send?
No way.
Because the people think I send them the request.
Yes.
Yeah, this
You
is.
understand?
Because if
They're
they get
using
my
you
number,
now.
he got it. Many people got that.
They use
People
you
send
now.
money?
Yeah.
Yeah, send
Yeah.
money. Almost $4,000 that I know people send already.
Yo.
זה שעים גמורים.
Rabbi, I also sent 1,000.
Yeah?
Just kidding.
So it's already 5,000.
You know how to do it?
A big
Go on your
scam. You wanna
settings
hear?
section.
So that's why
I
So they're using your identity.
you also feel like that. So be careful. No,
Rabbi,
I'm telling you
it's you.
this
Yeah.
because it's mamash
You
a problem.
think it's me?
Rabbi.
People, I know around the 2 people that got also hacked not too long ago.
Rabbi, you know what happened?
Huh?
Rabbi, you know what happened?
Thank God I
This
did.
guy,
I see something
this
like
guy,
this,
Yeah.
he put a nice on Facebook in one of the
But-
groups that I'm in. He put a nice post about how his son died.
Hi, whatever it is, Beseder, let's go back to us.
He said his
Maboshe,
son died,
I'm just
he
telling
had
you to this
PlayStation
quickly so you
3,
can save your situations. Because mamash people get right now, everybody getting it
Send
now.
me shipping. I send him shipping.
And Meir, afterwards, there's nobody to talk to. Your provider say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. WhatsApp has no customer service, only email. They answer you who knows after how long, and no way to save the problem. The only way is you have to get a different number and call your company to block that number. So,
Rabbi, you change your number. It's so harmful. And a lot of people know your number.
what can I do? Hashem wanted differently. So now, back to us. Now, Abotai, you have to know that speaking in the Knesset is a very terrible thing. That's why, by the way, the Hasidim developed such a thing called shtibel.
What is that?
What is shtibel?
In and out.
It's not a shul. It's a hangout place. They pray over there. They talk over there. They eat over there. They make parties over there. They make gatherings over there. It's not kedushat bet Knesset. So in the places that they didn't make it in that condition, they made it kedushat bet Knesset. To speak over there is even worse. So there is one thing Hashem says in the Midrash: I cannot help you against the Satan prosecution. And that's what he's hinting in this pasuk. Adonai lachem lachem. Hashem is going to fight for you. Everything is going to claim. I'm going to say the goyim are worse. But there's one thing I can't say the goyim are worse. That's why on this one, Hashem lachem lachem. Atem tachar. You should please be quiet. Don't talk in the Bet HaKnesset. וזה שכתב השם מלכים לכם, רוצה לומר בעבורכם עם השטן, באופן ואתם תחרישום. רוצה לומר, אם לא תסירו שיחה בית אלה בבית הכנסת, כי בזה אי אפשר להילחם עמו. Then there is another point you can share, that why HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not bring down the man why he brought it every single day, he didn't bring it once a month. You get paid once a month, nachon?
Test people's emunah.
To test people as emunah. Every single day you have to believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to provide for me. Says the Rashi, if you look at Rashi, you have a Chumash here? Huh? Open Chumash, Parashat Rashi, Rashi Yudalet Tetvav. Look what Rashi says over there. It's very interesting Rashi. Whenever Jewish people saw the man, what did they call it? What's the reason it's called man? Do you know?
Manhu.
It looks like white.
No? No? Man isn't white.
They didn't know. They didn't know
Yudalet
what it
Tetvav.
was.
Very good. Because the Torah says that the man, they didn't know how to call it. How you call it? You call it taste of schnitzel, taste of gosh gija, taste of barsh. What do you call it?
Mammon, like moving?
No. You don't. In Aramaic, man is in Aramaic. Man means what? What? Who? Man who is? What is that? Do we call it barsh? Do we call it palo? Do we call it gosh gija? What do we call it? Mom, I want to eat gosh gija. She gives you man. Mama, I want to eat palo. She gives you man.
That's how they come up with
What are you gonna call it?
Mammon.
So I saw two beautiful answers on this. Thank you. I saw two beautiful answers. Why they call it man who? So it says, Khatam Sofer explains, the power of giving names, Boris, is only to people that have Brit Milah.
Yeah.
It says there is one thing that the Jewish people did not have during the Bet Midbar, Brit Milah.
Wow.
So he says that's the reason when a child is born, when do we give him the name? Whenever the power of name is during the Brit Milah. It says there is one thing the Jewish people did not do during the desert.
But they were all the same people.
Huh?
They were all the same people.
When you're in the same people, 40 years in the desert, nachon?
No.
They have children born.
No.
They'll do Brit Milah to them or no?
No.
No.
Why not?
But
They didn't do
man
it. It's
started-
dangerous, they said.
Man started before, 30 days after they started eating it.
Nachon?
No?
So the children born. The power of right now giving two names is only whenever you do the zechut of Brit Milah.
At the time.
They didn't do Brit Milah. They didn't do Brit Milah, they cannot call names.
למה? בזה לא היה להם אמונה אבל?
במה? בברית מילה? They didn't.
הלכה.
There was pikuach nefesh. They were afraid. Also, you're not allowed to have emunah in pikuach nefesh. You cannot say, I'm not going to save my life. I believe Hashem is going to take care of me.
Moshe Rabbeinu didn't do to his son when he was travel.
Right?
And he almost died.
That's
Because
because
over
he-
there,
Did it right
Over
away.
there Rashi said because he went to the Malon and he should have,
Before.
once he came, he should have done it first, then take care of the other stuff.
So when
he
they
was
were
postponing
passing
it. There
by-
was no danger already. During the time of Moshe Rabbeinu was supposed to do the Brit Milah, there was no danger anymore. But during the travel, they did in danger. So even though they did in danger, and because of that they didn't do Brit Milah, but the power of giving out name is only coming to a situation, to a community, to a parent, in the Zerut of Brit Milah. So since they didn't have the Zerut of Brit Milah, they couldn't call names. So that, what did they call it? Manu. What are we going to call it? We don't know a name to call it. That's the Khatam Sofer says.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Says second answer, and that's a beautiful answer. I enjoyed it very much. It's much more deeper than that. I hope we have time. Yeah, we have a few minutes. Listen to this. Yudalet Tetvav. Listen what Rashi says here. Rashi says, מה תצעק אליי? למדנו שהיה משה עומד ומתפלל, אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, לא עת אתה להאריך בתפילה, שישראל נתונים בצרה. דבר אחר, מה תצעק אליי? עליי הדבר תלוי, ולא עליך, כמו שכתוב להלן, על בניי ועל פועל ידיי תצווני. דבר אל בני ישראל ויסעו, אין להם אלא לישא, שאין הים עומד בפניהם, כדאי זכות אבותיהם והם, והאמונה שהאמינו בי, ויצאו לקרוע עליהם את הים. Says, what's the reason HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling to Moshe Rabbeinu, listen Moshe, now is not the time to pray. Now is the time to go inside the sea. How are they going to go inside the sea? How are they going to survive? Says Rashi, you know how they're going to survive? שאין כדאי זכות אבותיהם והם והאמונה שהאמינו בי ויצאו לקרוע עליהם את הים. Jewish people right now, somebody tells you, Bechor, let's go to the desert. What are we going to take with ourselves? What are we going to eat? 1 week person goes to vacation, why he packs up food for 1 month. He goes for 1 week to vacation. Bnei Israel coming out, what are we going to eat? Hashem said to come out. Says Hashem, in what zechut I'm paying for your mitzvot? Maybe you did a mitzvah. How do you know you're going to get paid for that mitzvah or no? Only whenever you have emunah in Hashem. If you don't have emunah in Hashem, all the mitzvot you do, they are not a complete mitzvot. Says, what zechut? The sea is going to be open for them? Says Rashi, I'm reading to you again Rashi. He tells the Moshe Rabbeinu, don't pray right now. Go inside the sea. How the water is going to open? Says Rashi, Kedai zechut avotehem, the zechut of your father, of their fathers, Am Yisrael's forefathers, and the zechut of them that they e'eminu bi veyatzu likoa lahem et hayam. I will go against nature. I will open them the sea. In what zechut meir? Whenever you have 100% emunah in Hashem. Now says the Gemara in Masechet Sotah, what is opening the sea compared to? Parnasa and Shiduchim. Kasha parnasato shel Adam kekretiyat Yam Suf. He said, in what zechut Hashem says, I'm going to give you your parnasa, I'm going to open the sea. Every one of us go through that sea. It's called finding a wife, and it's called finding parnasa. In what zechut we are going to have that sea open for us? Says Rashi, b'zchut avotehem, and the zchut of the emunah that every one of us has. It says, why HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted them to have the emunah so strong? Because they wanted to be successful when they come to Eretz Israel. Eretz Israel is one of the 3 things that are hard to get the hard way, is Eretz Israel. Why is it so hard to live in Eretz Israel? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants always to increase the people's emunah in Him. It says, by HaKadosh Baruch Hu giving them, opening the sea with the zchut of emunah, giving them the bread every single day, the zchut of emunah. It says, what they call that bread that they ate? Manhu. The name is not man. The name is manhu. Says, if you take man, who, what word do you get? Emunah. Comes out that the splitting of the sea, which representing of the parnasah of the Jewish people, are coming to the Jewish people only whenever they have emunah in Hashem. How do you know if emunah in Hashem? Whenever the boss tells you, listen, I don't know if we're going to keep you next month over here. Show budget, we don't know. You don't know right now. You're saying, listen, I don't know what's going to be with my business. The government made the new rules right now. The pharmacy says there's something new in the insurance companies now. The barber said, listen, right now the FDA came up with a certain thing and the barbers are all going crazy. What's going to be with the barbers right now? Every one of us goes through a certain Abotai test. Wow, there's something new right now goes on in the world. Pandemic, after pandemic, pro-pandemic, there's Dardisar goes on in the world, prices going higher, real estate going down.
Inflation.
We all Abotai facing that sea, every one of us in his own field. So I say, everyone, what is the key to open that sea? What zechut says Rashi, you get to open that sea when you have emunah. How do you know if you have emunah or not? You are 100% happy whenever all the problems are coming through your life. You say, what, I'm in your hands. What am I making? I'm making the decisions. I decide if I'm going to work. I decide how much money I'm going to make. It's in your hands. Instead of me laying one year in the hospital, you keep me 1 year in the house. Isn't it better? Huh? 1 car accident, 1 year in the house, wheelchair, at the, how do you call this, rehabilitation center, that is hard, go from here, go from there. So Hashem said, listen, you right now, for whatever reason, you have gezerah not to work for 1 year. I can keep you not working 1 year because you're going to be on the wheelchair. I can keep you 1 year bingo in the house, learn Torah, go to tefillah, go to your itbodedut, you pray to me, you do everything the right way. You go through the problem with 100% happiness heart. Say, Hashem, this is the best for me, whatever I'm going through right now. If you believe in that, says Hashem, you have emunah, you have manhu. Manhu is the source of your parnasah that opens the kriyat Yam Suf for every one of us. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hanania ben Akashya omer.